Hi. Happy Sunday. How is everybody? I'm sorry, I am still sniffly and tired. So if you hear a little sniffling, I do apologize. I even took something to try to help it. And it's not all the way there yet. Hello, Tracy. Hello. Oh, Tanya, what are you doing up so early? Hello. Hello, Lisa. I know, Lisa, right? Can you believe it? Well, hey, from Portugal. I bet the weather's beautiful in Portugal right now. Can you believe it? I just need to get better. We were in bed at 8:15 last night. And John, at the end of we were watching a movie in bed, and I woke up at the end, and John's like, "You were sleeping?" I'm like, "Yeah, I was. I have no idea what happened." Carrie said, "My goodness, whatever you had must have been a nasty bug." Lisa said, "Yay, figured out that you are 4 hours, not three time different." I'm trying to think where 4 hours would be. Hello, Catherine. Yep. Lisa said, "Yep, it's Lisa." So yeah, I get it eventually. Thank you, Eileen. We had leftover turkey today, so. Hello, is it Moni from Savannah? Irini, hello from Greece. Hi. Jen said, "So nice here. It's so nice to be here with you all too. We're glad you're here. Welcome." Lucy said, "Hello from UK. New member. Thanks for such an enjoyable channel and welcoming group. Really excited about the gift exchange. Welcome." Carrie said, "We were in bed by 8:32. Oh, Alaska. Yeah, I was trying to think. Makes sense. Eileen said, "Hey, Lucy. Good to see you on the live too. Hey, Kat. Hello, Lisa. My goodness. Carla, I've been wondering how you're doing." Elizabeth asked, "How was Clarksgiving?" So that's our early Thanksgiving celebration with our family, and it was very, very nice. We had a great time, actually. We painted Christmas ornaments after we ate, and then we watched Elf. We had kind of terrible weather though, so I mean nobody was gonna stay late. Said Wahoo 2 weeks in a row. We did. Kat said Happy Thanksgiving. Hope you had an awesome time. It was awesome. It was really good. Tracy said we had an early Thanksgiving with some of the family in town for a wedding. We always used to do it for a few years, the first Saturday. Sorry, my brain. And John's mom always did it the Saturday prior to Thanksgiving, so obviously we weren't going to be able to do that this year. So we were like, "Hey, let's do that instead." So Tracy said we had an early Thanksgiving with some of the family in town for a wedding. Caitlin said, "Who else is working on Christmas holiday presents? Is anybody?" Hello, Shaylee. Sorry. Eileen said, "Hey, Lisa, is your house still standing? Sounds like it's quite a storm." Oh, gosh. I have to assume your house is still standing, Lisa. She said, "It's quite a storm out there on the Hebrides." Sherry said, "At work with my lunch break." Yay. Carrie said, "Love Elf." I do too. Elf is just one of those movies that's still funny for me after I've watched it a bunch of times. The escalator scene has got to be my favorite because my sister was so scared of escalators and she was like super scared about getting on and off. So she would definitely like, so funny. Carla said, "I've been gone taking care of my parents as my mom had heart surgery. I hope she's doing well." Lisa's working on a Christmas tree. She said, I more or less finished the gifts. Giraffe just needs eyes. Carla said, it's good to be back. She's doing good. Oh my goodness, you guys got going really quickly. Tracy said, question, did the spinners wash and thwack their hand spun before they knit with it? I usually do. Occasionally I won't. Kate said, no Christmas crafting this year, but I have to remind myself daily. Oh, making apple cider donut blondie bars. All right, my laptop just did something really weird. Hey, Alice. Eileen's working on Christmas gifts, having fun. It got away from me. I'm sorry. Sylvia, it has been a long time. Lucy said I'm weaving some towels for my mom for Christmas on my table loom. Hello, Alice. Hello, Shetland Spinner. Elizabeth said, don't kill me, but I've never seen Elf. We will never kill you, but you're kind of missing out. I feel like you might like it. Catherine's working on a sweater for her husband's Christmas gift. She said, hopefully I can get it done on time. Kat said, I'm frogging a jumper. Lessons learned. Super chunky yarn is not flattering for chunky gals. It's hot, too. Carrie said, I will not this year. I'm committed. The kids may get money. We've been doing that for a long time, Carrie. And I always, most years ask them, like, are you still, do you want to go to gifts? Do you want to keep getting money? They always say money. Jen said, hi, I was on the early to bed train too. We have lambs, so I was up late a few nights. They're all doing well, so worth it. That's awesome. Shannon said the part where he says smiling is my favorite completely puts me in stitches. Make work your favorite. We were just noticed for the first time last night that his boss at Gimbals is wearing a name tag that says Wanda on it. Carrie said, it's fun, but it's not a rule that you have to see it. Yes. Okay. Moni's, oh gosh, it's going too quick for me. Let me skip down a little bit. Sorry. Kim, hello, Kim. Deb said, hey, Trish and Tribe, happy Sunday. Trying to bush through my stash today, making hats and gloves on my adding machine. I didn't know you could make gloves on that. Carla said, it's been fun catching up with you. Love your dying dungeon. It is getting there, Carla. I have not been there in at least 3 weeks. Maybe even longer, I'm not sure. But soon. I've just been so tired. Eileen said, I have never blocked any of my yarn before I knit with it. I know, but the little balls that come off my Turkish spindle look so good, I just can't. I understand that. Kim said, what is everyone working on? She's finishing a hat. I don't always do it. I really only feel super strongly about it if I have a extra twist and I want to set the twist, if that makes sense. And then also occasionally I do it to full it a little bit, like lightly felt it, just a tiny bit if it's loosely spun. But otherwise I don't really care. I do it a lot, but I don't really care. Christy said, Heidi ho, neighbor. Christy lives in my area. We're not actually in the same town. Hello, Alice and Kelly. Goodness. And somehow Lisa in the Hebrides knows Christy. Lisa, were you pen pals with her husband? Is that right? Crystal said, oh, it looks like I get that fleece. Ooh, price dropped to reasonable. Good job. Waiting it out. I love it. Kat said, gotta see Spirited if you like Elf. I will look it up. Terry said, hello, Tribe and Trish. Finishing my diamond painting. Then we'll be working on a baby Afghan. That's cool. Uh-oh. Katie said, I'm procrastinating organizing my studio. I cleaned up a little bit this week, but it is now a wreck again. Jen said, I'm working on combing and carding a black merino. Nice. Kelly just bought a mostly complete 1924 Gerhardt CSM for $75. When you say mostly complete, what's missing? Lori said, took a break from my Musselburgh hat to work a puzzle with my hubby. We were talking about puzzles yesterday. Seems like they're coming back. Katie said, knitting mitts, a sweater, and boot cuffs. Oh gosh. Okay, so Jen said I was working on the electrical, but got the power turned back on for the live. Oh, we bought a house in progress 2 years ago. How fun though. I mean, it sounds fun, but when you're living through it, it's like, oh wow. This isn't as fun as I thought it was gonna be. Arini said, I'm still knitting George's Christmas stocking. Oh my goodness, I love it. Caitlin said, I'm weaving in ends on fingerless mitts forever and finishing some little stuffed monsters. Carrie said, Dan is putting up Christmas decorations and I'm letting him. We are going to buy a new tree this year. I've never had a new tree. I've had real trees a few years, but like our old one we bought for $10 at a garage sale, and we've had it for probably 10 years or more. And we finally decided last year it's falling apart. It's literally falling apart. I'm like, I need to buy a new tree. So this year, next weekend, it's happening. Thanks, Lisa. Lisa said, well remembered. Hey, Lori. Christy said, Lisa was my husband's pen pal in I didn't realize it went back that far. Middle school. So for us, that's 6th, 7th, and 8th grade, just for context of people who don't live in the U.S. Hello, Rita. Oh my goodness. Christy, what are you weaving on? Rigid heddle or like floor or table? Kelly said missing weights. That's not bad. Has 2 cylinders with ribbers. A local woman bought it at an estate auction to save it and just wanted it to go to a fiber person. The weights part is like the easiest part, Kelly. Hello, Anne. She said, working on Christmas gift socks today. Josephine said, does anyone know if anyone is going to have looms on sale for Black Friday? Does anyone know? Pardon me. Alice said, anyone have a pattern for earmuffs? I don't. My mom wants to match the Dr. Seuss scarf I made for her, and I have extra. Oh, Crystal said, just wonder, have you ever wanted or had the experience of raising sheep? I have not. And I mean, I've had moments where I was like, would it be fun to have sheep? But I actually think I probably would not love it. I mean, that is huge work. Hello, Anne. And, you know, it's not all like watching your cute sheep eat grass in the field. You know what I mean? And that's what the part I would want to do. And then I always also figure this way, not having my own sheep, I get to support other shepherds and buy all different types of breeds and stuff. And that's really fun. So Jen said, I love black merino. My shearing friend has one and he is gorgeous. Eileen said, I'm knitting DeCrofter's cap from last year's Shetland wool wheat colorwork in only 2 colors, very low contrast. Cool. Crystal's back to spinning just to spin, so nothing on the needles. Shaylee said that's an amazing deal. See? Carrie said we had real trees for a few years because we had a destructive cat, but once he moved out, Dan found a new artificial one for cheap at an estate sale. Oh, nice. Okay, Christy bought a 15-inch cricket. That's nice. Rico's here. Kelly said, I know. And Erlbacher is only an hour away from me, so I can get those locally, and I was told they could look at it if I have issues. Nice. That's even better. Lori said, hubby and I are buying a new mobile home. We're hoping to be in by 2nd week in December. Fingers crossed, Lori. Wouldn't it be nice to be in a new place for Christmas? How fun. Then you can like do the decorating and the fun stuff in your new place. Lucy said, the group in this chat feels like a virtual guild, which suits me really well as I get a lot of social anxiety in real life and I can't make it to my local guild. I feel the same way about that, Lucy. So thanks all. So the closest to me guild is an hour away, and Shaylee's actually a member. I don't know if she's still here. I don't see anything yet right this minute, and the last 2 months I've been like, you gotta go. You gotta make yourself go. And it's only an hour. That's not a crazy drive, but I haven't made myself go. Anne said, how's your weather? Trish, are you snowed in? I bet you we have 6 inches of snow on the ground. Well, you can see it on our tables, like out on our deck. We're not snowed in though. You know, we'll drive through anything. Rico said no gifts, bah humbug. Lisa said I'm with you on the sheep. I'm so thankful for farmers. Don't think that or shepherds. Don't think that I'm not, but I just don't think that I'm cut out for raising animals that have to live outside. I don't even want chickens to live outside. Kat said Alice ear warmers are nice and easy. Lots of tutorials on YouTube that's of interest. Probably easier than earmuffs too. Eileen said I just made a headband called Braid Head. Was that your test knit? She said not earmuffs, but still keeps your ears warm. Minnie said I actually went out and bought another great wheel. Ooh, great wheel. This one needed work and I'm having fun fixing it up. Caitlin said I want the experience of raising a flock. Actually just applied to an artist residency in Maine on an organic fiber farm waiting for the interview process. Cool. So Caitlin, you have to live there for X number of months. I wouldn't know how long it is. Alice said I'm in Florida, so no clue what's the difference. Elizabeth said I got to break out my electric eel wheel this week for the first time since I moved a month ago. It was heavenly to get to spin again. That is awesome. Hey Chris, how are you doing? We haven't seen you in a while. I was wondering if you were okay. Alice said I would have to run that concept by Mom. I'd go for it, but not sure about her taste there. See, Lisa said I drive an hour to go to knit nights. Lisa, I barely leave my house. I'm not exaggerating either. Like in the past 2 months, besides Rhinebeck, I bet you I've left to get groceries and go to the post office. I've done that a lot in the dungeon. But other than that, I bet you I could count on one hand how many times I've actually left my house. Not kidding. Marina said a guild member is downsizing and I bought a Harrisville 36-inch 4-shaft floor loom for $300. So excited. That is a great deal. That's what I paid for my 22-inch. So that's a great deal, Marina. Kim said Buffalo. Okay, what is happening to you people in New York? She said Buffalo got a little over 6 feet in some spots. I saw a man that was 6'4" walking, and the snow was like almost up to his armpits. Margaret said I found that there were 46 at my local guild meeting, far too big for me to consider going to. I understand, Margaret. It's hard. Kat said, Alice, it's like a headband that covers your ears as opposed to earmuffs, which I interpret as fluffy blobs held to your ears with a strip of plastic. That's what they are. They're fluffy blobs. Crystal said, does anyone else do this? I couldn't find a hat, so I just grabbed some yarn and made one. Yes. I have done it before. Carrie said, I know I'm not cut out to raise sheep. Why do you say that, Carrie? The same reasons, or do you have different ones? Oh, Shaylee's still here. Shoot. Eileen said, hey, tribe, don't forget that like button. Yes, please. Rita said, it's cold here. Wish it would snow. I had to think about what that meant for a second. I'm sorry. We have, yesterday and the last few days, it has really been snowing. Alice said, okay, so same as Eileen's suggestion, we'll check with Mom. Rico said someone has to begin domestication of indoor sheep. We have a doggy door. If I could get a sheep to use a dog door and live in the house, we can talk. Lisa said hubby drives an hour to work every day. John used to drive close to an hour, but that's why we moved. So... Chris said, thanks, Trish. I'm okay. Most likely have surgery in January. Been busy doing other stuff on weekends. Thank you for asking. Well, I'm glad you're okay. I hope it goes well. Deb said I went to bag bingo. I don't know what that is. She said, with friends last night, I was so annoyed I had to leave the house and put real pants on. What's bag bingo? Kim said they got a huge storm that came off the Great Lakes. That did go north of us. That was nuts. But the places that like you can ski north of us are doing so great, and normally we don't have anywhere near this much snow so early, so they're trying to like cash in. Caitlin said yes, I'd have my own room, share the rest of the house, help with raising lambs, caring for the flock, teaching, and I'd get access to a full fiber studio and classes in whatever fiber processes. Interesting. I thought of you, Lori, when I saw the pictures. She said we got 69 inches of snow. Sorry. Cindy said been watching but without chat capability. Good to see you. It's nice to see you, Cindy. Terry said COVID has made a lot of hermits, knowing that I'm not the only one. I think really, for me, I am working through some like emotional, mental stuff, and I was not working through it and I was distracting myself doing other things, and I think that it's been good for me to like lower the distractions and work through it. So Lisa said, what area of Michigan do you live in? I grew up in Michigan. Sorry. We live on the west. Well, I'll show you. You can't just do this everywhere either. We live like right here. So we are probably 3 or 4 miles from Lake Michigan. I don't know exactly. No, we're close. We can go to the beach in like 10 minutes. And we do. I just dropped a stitch. Hang on. And it's really nice. And you can watch sunsets because it's on the west coast. Caitlin said the residency would be 6 to 8 months. Wow. I'm in Wisconsin, so I drive out to Maine with all my fiber stuff and stay there. Wow. Carrie said I couldn't do it physically, and even if I could, I'm not the outdoorsy type other than enjoying a walk. Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of work. And I don't think I could do it alone, so I would be putting more work on John just helping. So I don't think. I mean, the fun parts of it sound fun, but the work part doesn't. Mindy said, little snow, but our chicken's water heater came unplugged. Uh-oh. And their water froze last night. Are they okay, Mindy? This is exactly what I'm talking about. That kind of stuff. I would try to take them in the house. Lori said they call it cold here in Mississippi if it's 52 degrees. It was like 24 degrees here today. So I don't know what that even is in Celsius because I can't do. I'm not good once you cross 0. Lisa said it can get too hot outside for some sheepies. Kimberly was saying some of her sheep choose to stay outside in the cold even though they have shelter if they want. I believe it. Oh, designer bag bingo. She won a Tory Burch bag. Awesome, Deb. Was it worth putting on pants though? That's the real question. Was it worth the pants? Hello, Evie. She said hi all on my lunch break at Lowe's. Kim said I was a hermit before COVID. I'm a home bug. It's my safe, happy place. I am a hermit to a degree. My old boss used to make fun of me always staying home. She said to me the last time I saw her, I get it. I get it now why you love being home. Oh. That's nice that she said that. I mean, I've had people make fun of me because I'll say no to, like, nights out. I'd rather be home. Rita said you've had a lot on your plate, Trish. I think it's my age. I think I'm just changing as a human, and I just needed to reduce distractions so I could do it. Chris said I've been working on my meeting knitting. It's about 3 feet long, going for 6-foot scarf. Knitting is harder than you make it look. Practice. All you gotta do is practice, Chris. And you're doing it. Kate said, what's the place called, Caitlin? Do they sell the fleeces processed fiber? That sounds so cool. Carrie said, whoops, I'm happy supporting farmers. Me too. Rita said, I consider myself a homebody. It also really makes me focus on making our house like comfy for us. You know what I mean? Rico said, since high school, I go in what's called cave mode. I are a hermit. I get it. Alice said, yay, mom's okay with the ear warmer band, especially if it matches the scarf. Hello, Chris. Mindy said, yes, but it was a pain. We got that heater so that we didn't have to keep running, warm water out in this weather. It was under 20 last night, I bet. Hello, Rachel. Rita also asked what's designer bag bingo. So it's apparently it's bingo where you win a designer bag. But I have not read yet whether or not it was worth the pants. Hello, Andy. You're not late. You're exactly where you're supposed to be. What if we are always where we're supposed to be in that moment? Isn't that a cool thought? Hey, Susie. Chris said, thank you very much to Lisa. Shannon said, home is where all the cool stuff is. Exactly. Home is where your yarn and your looms are. Alice said, now to spin the rest of the neon. I'm sure I can deliver by summer. You can do it, Alice. Elizabeth said, I'd rather be home than just about anywhere. Me too. Kim said, I'm so much of a home bug that I plan on getting groceries after work. So after I get home, I don't have to go out until I need to go to work. That's it. And I usually, when I have to do that, I usually go get them at like 7 a.m. because also it is quieter in the stores at that time. So I don't have to deal with as many people standing in the aisles acting like they've never been in a store before. Like, I don't feel the need to get angry or rude, but at the same time, I'm like, come on, people. Come on. Have you seen soup before? Kim said, sorry, I already read that one. Carrie said, the last time I said yes to going out with friends, I met my husband, so I can be done now. Oh, Andy said just got home from a cute craft fair. You know what? I don't count walks either as going out. Just saying, because I did do that quite a bit. And I do have to say hi to people, so I count it as socializing. Sherry said to Evie, me too, what state are you in? Susie, how is Wyoming right now? She said, I live in Wyoming. I'm definitely a hermit. Caitlin said, it's called A Wrinkle in Time Farm. Now, you know you're all going to be Googling it. And they do have some yarn kits and fiber on their web shop. That's really cool. Evie said, I'm in Poughkeepsie. Crystal said, there's a shirt for the Not Late idea on Trisha's store. Yes. There is. Well, okay, so let me go through these and then I'll tell you. Lori said, yes, I like the home, like hubby is learning how great being home is. I cook better than any restaurant anyway, plus we pay for the stuff, and home we might as well, yes, you might as well use it. Exactly. Rita said, you're a song, Evie. Tracy said, me too. We fixed up our house and it's my favorite place to be. I just wish I could move it to a different town. Same. 100%, Tracy. I see you. I get it. Deb said, I do exactly the same early in the stores while it's quiet. So what happened is I used to drop our kids off at school and then get groceries on the way home. And I found out that when you drop your kids off at like 7:15, it is like so easy to get your grocery shopping done. So now I do it that way all the time. Susie said it's cold in Wyoming. Elizabeth said, come on, people, have you never seen? Well, they act like it. It's all the same soup they had last week also. And you know you're only there to buy cream of mushroom, so just get it. Get out of my way. Just kidding. Anyways, good luck, Caitlin. Please let us know how that goes. Oh, did you guys hear John sneeze? Bless you. Sherry said, I'm in Texas. Rachel said, I just do grocery delivery now. Save so much money. We don't have it, Rachel. We can do the pickup, but we don't have delivery here because it's such a small town. Like, you can do like nothing. Sorry, Elizabeth. Lisa said, hi, all. Just wanted to give a heads up to anyone who loves prim ergonomic circular needles. They don't love hand spun. Cable snapped with 3 rows of the flax. Uh-oh. Jumper to go. Alice said, what size needles are those, Trish? I have zeros that look like they're zeros. That look like that, but I've never used them for knitting. More to even out. Oh, my tablet weave starter positions. They are zeros. I knit quite loosely, so I have to go down in needle size sometimes. So that's why. Jen said, yes, I am so grateful to have seen Trisha's videos. I love knitting and spinning and feel so blessed to have it in my life now. The fiber world is amazing. The fiber world is amazing. Is it? Chris said, I'm sorry, not is it the fiber world, but I was reading Chris's. She said, by the way, your camera clarity is amazing. I'm using my same one. It's just my GoPro. Tanya said, how do you get your fiber fluffy after dyeing it? Mine looks like it's had the life sucked out of it. Okay, I'm going to tell you. I know you have answered this in a video, but I can't find it. Elizabeth almost shot Dr. Pepper out her nose. That's why I was laughing. Sorry. Tanya, after I finish, I don't have any right here, but I can kind of like show you. So after I finish, I kind of maybe do four, I don't know how to say it. Fold it in half and then fold it in half again. That's what I mean by fours. And then I grab it on almost either end, and then I just like shake it like this, and it'll just floof itself right up. Like this. Chris likes it. I know he does. Could you actually hear it though? Alice said, I'm strictly a beginner knitter. Tracy said, bless you, John. Dan said, hashtag new soup. It's true, Dan. Terry said, I think I'm a super hermit. Knitting is only 2 miles away. But every week I tell myself, yes. Terry, I totally get it. She said, I tell myself I need to go, but I stay home. Carrie, is it because you're also a loose knitter? She said, I have to knit socks on double zeros. Alice said to Elizabeth, don't do that. It tickles. Burns. Susie said, I'm not doing homework today, knitting on some scrappy projects. What are you making for scraps, Susie? I need to know. I'm always looking. Tracy said, when I was a waitress with small kids, I did grocery shopping at 11 o'clock at night so I didn't have to drag them along. John and I have Christmas shopped at that time, maybe once or twice, and it was awesome. Alice said, just call me Captain Obvious. Caitlin said, thanks. I'm hoping it works out. They have a dye garden and do natural dyeing and eco printing, spinning, weaving, and knitting. That sounds amazing. Rico said it's crazy. It is crazy, Rico, that in 2022 we haven't made a better system for grocery stores like old school. Stay there. Give us a specific list, a runner. We can do that, Rico. I do that. I use an app and I put it all in my cart, and then I just like pick up and you use the app to tell them that you're there and they'll take it out to your car. I do it all the time. And I save a ton of money because when I'm not walking through the store, I don't pick up random things that I really don't need and put them in my cart. Moni said, have you noticed that when the holidays get close, the people in stores, yes, shopping get ruder? It's sad, isn't it? Because we're supposed to be like, have holiday spirit. El Fuentes said, hello, first time joining. I really enjoy watching your videos. Welcome. Tanya said, thanks for that. Wait, what are we turning into a TikTok dance? I'm confused. See, Chris, I know Chris thought it was very funny. Carrie. Oh. Hello, Bonnie. You guys are funny. Rita said, I've just about got my Christmas shopping done. Yes. Well, last night, our grandson, who is 9, is he 8 or 9? He's the one that when our third son got married, like we got him. Do you know what I mean? So is Ezra 8? He's 8. He was telling us some Nerf guns that he wants, and John was looking them up on Amazon so that we could get them real sneaky like. You know, it's hard to know what to get that they're really, really going to be excited about. Rachel said, trying to start knitting again. I just learned the Norwegian purl because I knit continental, and I think that will help. I have done that before, Rachel, and it is nice. Susie said northeasterly. I just finished up the habitation. Okay, I got to look these up. Darn it, why do I not have paper? I was getting so good remembering. By Helen Stewart. It turned out so squishy and lovely. I may need to make another one. I just put a pattern. It was for a blanket and has little fish on it. My Ravelry queue. I cannot think of what it was. Something's fishy. And I thought I could do it with scraps. Oh. That's funny. Rita says, shake that fiber. Brought a turn to my, what? Oh, tune. Shake, shake, shake. Yes. Elizabeth said your moves for fluffing braids of fiber. Yeah. Lori said, I canceled my Walmart delivery service. They are not reliable here at all. They use DoorDash to deliver. We don't even have DoorDash. She said to deliver the groceries, and they always... Oh, man. Well, if they do here in Michigan, it's legal. So Alice says, shake your knitting, shake your knitting. Rico said, trying to knit again once Trish told me about weaving. I know. Since. Rico, I haven't seen pictures of what you're building, and I'm very curious, honestly. John and I mostly John. Thanks, Susie. Put the new sectional warping beam on my loom this morning because I was laying in bed thinking about trying it, and I'm kind of nervous because it's yet again another process to learn, but kind of excited about it. I want to put like 15 yards on it to start. So Irene said to Caitlin, it sounds fantastic. Hope you have fun and learn a lot of new stuff. It sounds so cool. Alice said, is there a link to the Norwegian Pearl? I have never done a video on it, but there are tons of them. So if you just put it into your YouTube search bar, you'll find a ton. The only thing that has stopped me from continuing to do it is that my tension is different. I don't know why. I tried to fix it and I never could get it the same. Susie said, I will message you. Thank you. Thank you, Susie. Georgina said, hi, Trish and Tribe. Hello, Georgina. Welcome. Carrie said, oh, Trish, I'm finally knitting that yarn I spun last year from your Sleigh Bells ring in BFL silk. Just a floppy beanie. I would like to see a picture. What, shake your booty? Alice said, Trisha, we're supposed to sing that last shake your line. That was one of my son's favorite songs when he was like a little wee man. You know how little kids are. Of course, they just want to say booty over and over. Lori said it's legal, but not at all if you operate right. True. As far as I know, anyway. It's the same as being intoxicated, right? Elizabeth said to Alice, I learned the Norwegian Pearl on the Knitting Traditions podcast. Carrie said, learning is good for us. It's one of the things I love about the fiber arts. I do too. And one of the things I love is that there is always something new to learn. Thank you, Rico. He said, okay, I'll post something. I swear, my new priority. Margarita, I've been thinking about you and wondering how you're doing and how everybody's doing in your family. Shaylee said, for Scrappy Project, I want to do the rancher shawl. I don't know that either. It would be my first time trying Tunisian crochet. Thank you, Susie. She sent me the links. Carrie's going to post a picture. Look at you guys. I feel like I'm just giving out assignments. I'm sorry. I appreciate you guys. Mindy said Arna and Carlos teach it best, maybe because they are Norwegian. Maybe. That might be where I learned it. Elizabeth said, yes, my tension is different with the Norwegian pearl, but I can't continental pearl to save my life. I'm not sure I do it like correctly, but I do it in a way that works for me, so I just don't worry about that. You know what I mean? Sherry said, try Arna and Carlos. That's how I learned. We did, Janet. Thank you. She said, hope you had a wonderful Thanksgiving. It was so fun. We ate leftovers today. We both had a turkey sandwich. And John had pie for breakfast. And we tried something different. So we've always used leftover mashed potatoes to make like potato pancakes, or John always has. And I was making chaffles. I'm sure some of you guys have heard of them, while he was on his trip. And I was like, we should try that with the mashed potatoes, like mashed potato waffles instead of pancakes. I couldn't quite get it right. But maybe next time. They were like still a little bit falling apart. Alice said, I will look for Norwegian pearl. Thanks. I tend to have inconsistency between knit and pearl, and I can't remember which is which, so I will sample. That's always a good idea, Alice. It's not fun, but it's a good idea. Crystal said, yes, it's the same as being intoxicated. It alters your reality. Lori said, I love Tunisian crochet. We were talking about it yesterday because my daughter-in-law is crocheting a blanket for the baby that's coming. And she asked me what, what a Tunisian crochet hook was for. So I was telling her. Carrie said, don't be sorry. I'm happy to share. Thank you. Margarita said, I've been working. It's the time of year where my objective is to scrape the students off the rafters every day. Yeah. Margarita's a teacher, in case anyone's wondering what that meant. Jen said, I just figured out that my mom taught me to be a continental combination knitter. Who knew? Rita said, you're the leader of us. Trish, you inspire us to connect. Crystal said, John had pie for breakfast. He also had a mashed potato waffle. But good man. Lori said, I Russian knit. Oh, I don't know what Russian is. What's different? It's Rhonda. Chris said, I don't remember her name, but whatever happened to that lady whose house burned, I hope she is good. She was here last week, I think. They are doing okay. They haven't bought a house yet, but I mean, she's working through it. I mean, I don't want to speak for her, but she is working through it. She has been here, and I met her in May at Maryland Sheep and Wool. Eileen said, also check out combination knitting or Eastern Continental knitting if you struggle with purling continental style, much easier. Yes, Lisa said, John is my kind of man, eating pie for breakfast. Oh, Chris said, pie was my dear father-in-law's favorite breakfast. We used to kind of have a deal that on our anniversaries, we always ate cake for breakfast. So Mindy said, I Russian knit before I knew what it was. It makes wonderful socks. Oh, okay. Lori, I love them. Lori said, I'm gluten-free, so chaffles are my go-to. I love them. Oh, Margarita said, my son has an audition for college tomorrow. My daughter is working on cleaning her room. Her bed has been in the living room for 3 weeks. Jerry is working, but not as a teacher. How's everything going, though? Like, does Jerry like it? Is he happy? I mean, sometimes those changes can be the best things that ever happened to you, you know? Anne said, vertical ridge vest is a good project for scraps. I think it would be pretty easy to add sleeves for a cardigan. I'll have to look that up. Eileen said, Jen, that's how I purl, and I love it. Lori said, it's a scooping method. Cinnamon stitches. Okay, is also a Russian knitter. Okay, I'm going to look it up. Sherry said, Peruvian knitting is interesting. I have done Portuguese. knitting, but I don't know the difference with Peruvian either. I actually really like Portuguese knitting. Michelle said, "Afternoon, everyone. I've been cooking up a storm for Thanksgiving and Christmas. It'll be worth it, Michelle." Eileen said, "Combination Easter knitting. Just be aware that increases and decreases are different. There are some good videos on how to do those." Oh, that's really interesting. know I've looked up stuff on combination knitting, and I remember thinking, "Oh, I didn't know that's what that was called." Do you know what I mean? Chris said, "Well, I'm glad she's okay. It must be a hard thing to go through. I can't even imagine. It must make you feel so untethered." And he said, "However, I have thought of burning my house down just to get rid of the crap and start over." Don't. I don't think you should. I mean, not to be bossy, but I don't think it's a good idea at all. Oh, Margarita said he's bored. I'm sorry. That's a bummer. Chris said, "Now I need to research all these different knitting techniques." Blah, blah. Crystal said, "I'm not researching these knitting techniques. I still haven't tried cables again after messing them up for me after research." Uh-oh. Bye, Sherry, you too. She said, "Have a gloriously wonderful rest of your day." Moni said, "Try Portuguese knitting. I knit that way when color work. I have never done color work that way, but I can see how it might be easier." Lisa said, "I've just sewn my Christmas tree up inside out. The wrong side is fluffier, King Cole tinsel, but fortunately there isn't a huge difference." Oh, if there isn't a huge difference, are you going to leave it? I would love to. Lisa, you're going to post a picture, aren't you? I was going to say I'd love to see it, but I'm assuming you probably will post a picture, right? Once my trees come out, I'm going to knit a couple new ones for my mantle. But then I have got to get knitting for that baby. Does anybody have favorite baby patterns? And it's a boy. Rita said, "I plan on looking up Russian knitting later." That's one that I don't know. I don't think. Lisa said, "Yes, I will post. Thank you." Lori said, "I struggled with learning to knit because I crocheted first." That's interesting. I learned English or to throw. Sorry, I'm just checking how close I am to heel here. And then when I was like, well, about 15, 17 years later, something like that, my first mother-in-law said, "Hey, you should try continental knitting. It's faster." And because I could crochet, I picked it up really easily. Oh, goodness. Now I got to get back on this. Okay. Mindy said, "Rita, it's faster." Okay, Carla said, "Cute noggin, baby hat." All right. Alice said, "Wait, Lisa, you made a Christmas tree? Awesome. We need pics." Okay, Carla said, "Adorable You sweater" by Michelle Hunter. Okay, I'll look it up. Evie said, "I just started my first knitted hat and I'm doing it with cable stitches. Wish me luck." You can do it, Evie. I know you can. You don't need luck. You have talent. Rachel said, "That is why I had to do continental. Tensioning the yarn is very similar to crochet." Yes, she said it's more similar to crochet. Kate said, "I enjoyed Stephen West's Vertices blanket. It's an odd shape, but wraps well as a swaddle-esque blanket." That's a really good idea. Thank you, Kate. She said, "And you can use lots of colors." Lisa said, "Alice, there are loads of tree patterns on Ravelry, but I will share mine on the group." Chris said, "You should weave a baby blanket with your new sectional warping beans." So I did buy yarn to weave one, but I'm kind of second guessing the color. So we'll see. Mindy said, "I used to teach crochet, then Tunisian, then moved people to knitting via Portuguese knitting." I liked it. I don't know why I didn't really stick with it. I guess I felt like I was still slower than my continental, and then, I got impatient like I do. Susie said, "I love crocheting Amish puzzle balls for baby gifts." I'm going to look. There's a book by Deirdre something that has really cute ones. That's a great idea. Crystal said, Evie, you got this. Just don't research cables. Rita said, hat and booties is always a good bet. Yeah, because he's going to be born at the end of January also. Or he's due at the end of January, should have said. Bonnie said, I really like the newborn vertebrae sweater. I'm going to have to look up that one too. Alice said, I don't want to do it. I want to see your tree. Rico said, I envy knitters for patience. Sometimes a tangled ball of yarn tests my fragility. Same, Rico. Same. 100%. Crystal loves it. Okay, Carla said, snug as a bug baby sleep sack. Definitely going to look that one up. The incredible expanding gnome cap is so fun and quick. Okay, you guys, this is a good idea that I asked. I figured you guys would have favorites. Rita said, Lisa, now you have to post the tree. Anne said, baby surprise jacket. I looked at them. I am considering a baby surprise jacket, but I know that's going to come together so quickly. It'll just be done in no time. So I'll still have more time. Lisa said, do you guys know about Gansey fisherman jumpers? There are some cute patterns for little ones. Do you mean, do we know what they are? I mean, John, I've knitted John a Gansey. So yes, and I will definitely look. Like I said, he's going to be born in the end of, well, he's due at the end of January. So plenty of time to wear sweaters. And he'll probably be a big fella, so I'm not going to make it newborn size. His dad was a big fella. Terry said, one of my favorite baby Gans is Soft Ripple in the Year of Baby Afghans. Okay, it's July. Okay, I'm going to look for that. Oh my goodness. Okay. I didn't know about this. Lori said, love the Call the Midwife baby blanket. Love the show. Love a Cardi and booties for knit. Carrie said, don't worry too much about color. It will be loved until it's puked on and faded. Yeah. I just like to overthink things. Maybe you guys realize that about me already. It's a little piece of my nest. Faraday Farm. Hey, I have not seen you in a while. Said, I thought I invented continental knitting, but I thought I invented ketchup on French fries too. Maybe you did. Are you sure you didn't? Lisa said, my daughter is great at unraveling knots in wool, but sadly she moved out. How dare they, Lisa? Leave us with our own knots. My mom used to love if I would drop off a tangled skein. She loves it. And also, if you've ever untangled necklaces in your jewelry box, that is one of her most favorite things to do in the whole world. And she moved to Arizona. So now I have to untangle my own stuff. It's not right. Poor put upon Trish. Elizabeth said, end of January is a great time to be born. Isn't it? Maybe it'll be your birthday. Carrie said, I like the Snug 2 cardigan. She said, do the parents need washable yarn? They will definitely take care of it no matter what I make. But I feel like it's a little bit nicer for them if I do everything in washable. You know what I mean? Rita said, have you thought about what type of fiber you will use for the baby? I figured I would use washable stuff. Lori said, or we are all the same way too. Yes. I mean, I think a lot of the people that seem drawn here have the same things that I have. Maybe it's the only people that get me. I don't know. Michelle said, something I did with both of my boys when pregnant was a mini quilted blanket, one side denim and the other side flannel. Worked well as winter swaddling car seat liner. That sounds really nice. Carrie sent out to Elizabeth, happy almost birthday. Michelle said, baby play area can also be a blanket and child outdoor pit. Oh, that's nice. They still use them all the time, 27 and 30. Wow, that's awesome. Lisa said, yes, she does jewelry too and polishes the silver stuff. So sad she left. I hate polishing the silver stuff. See, Bonnie said I like untangling things also, yarn and chains. Mindy, you mean these? Mindy said, is there a pattern on those socks? I don't really use one for plain socks. Elizabeth said, tell them to shoot for the 30th. I believe he is due on the 29th. So, I mean, Faraday Farm said I'm not that old quite. Bye, Evie. Have a nice day at work. Sorry. Lori said anti-pilling yarn is great for baby. Elizabeth said, I believe this to be true, Elizabeth. But I also think I don't, it seems to me like what is attracted here is not always the same as who stays. You know what I mean? Some people, because I'm weird, and I recognize that, come and find out how weird I actually am, and you're only seeing the tip of the iceberg also. Let me just say. And then they're like, oh, and then they slowly back out, which they should do, because it's a lot of weirdness. But you know, I also save it for you, as you are aware. So, because she said, we learned in massage therapy school that we attract the people who are like us and we get. Terry said, oh, I love to untangle anything. When I was little at my grandma's and told her I was bored, she gave me 2 toothpicks and her tangled necklaces. I got really good at it. Hello, Jerup. Has your package arrived? I have no idea how long it takes. Anne said another scrappy idea is a Numble Chen doll for the baby. Okay, I'm gonna look it up. Jen said, you are so my kind of weird. Aw. Alice said, Terry sounds like how I grew up. Sorry. Alice said that. Carrie said their loss. My brains. Chris said, we love the weird, embrace the weird. I mean, it's all I got. Lisa said, weirdness is the best reason to stay. Not for everybody, and it's okay. It's okay. Rita said, untangling takes patience. Yes. I mean, I do like the puzzle of it, but I get kind of bored. You know what I mean? Bonnie said, I'm no weirder than she is. Thank you, Bonnie. I mean, I don't really think you guys are weird at all. So. Alice said, weird is not weird. Normal is weird. I agree with that. Yeah. Chris said, have you ever participated in a sheep to shawl event? I have not. Do they still do one at Rhinebeck? If they do, we did not see it. But I watched them when I was there in 2017, and it was really fun to see. Rita asked, where are you, Jerup? Mindy said, I don't know. You seem very normal to me. Eileen said, I agree completely, Alice. Mindy said, untangling might just take stubbornness. Maybe. Tracy said, I don't see weird. I see a lot of character. That's a nice way to say it. Humor and personality. Lori said, I said I was bored at my grandma's too and ended up in the fiber world. I'm her only grand that did. Crystal said, untangling yarn puts a small part of the chaotic world to rights for me. That kind of makes sense. Lucy said, you're not weird. You are kind of normal. You're radically honest, and that comes across as authenticity we all appreciate. I have to say that if people can't do that, they don't make space for other people to be their real selves, and that makes me sad. Lisa said, that's my time up, folks. Bye, Lisa. She said, off to see Strictly results. Thanks for the company. Have a fabby week. Kate said, every so often. Bye, Lisa. Thanks for coming. Every so often I think about making an ASMR YouTube channel that's just yarn untangling. Maybe someday. I think that's a good idea. I have too many things I want to knit. weave spin to take the time. Okay. Oh no. Jerup said, oh yes, it has arrived. Very, very soft. I'm a bit allergic to it. That's terrible. So I need to take antihistamines to have it out. I'm so sorry. That is a bummer. Kim said, Trisha, what about a snuggle buddy? The small blanket with an animal, usually head and arms. That's a good idea. I love that idea. Faraday Farm said, my hubs knows that when I start cussing, he will gently take the tangle and fix it for me. Rico said, cussing is an art when sung. Chris said, what does ASMR mean? I keep seeing this lately. I cannot even think of the words. Lori said, hubby said I'm brutally honest. Dial it back a notch. Well, I mean, I guess it's good, right? If he can just tell you what he thinks. Jerup said, I am officially weird, so you seem quite normal to me, Trish. No worries, I'm allergic to nearly all animals. That is a bummer, though. That makes me... It's a bummer. Because you got the camel, right? The camel... Baby camel. Thank you, Jen. Autonomous sensory meridian response. See, I can never remember. So it's like the visual and the auditory things come together. Right. She said you get a tingly sensation when you hear things. Anne said a Numblechen is a snuggle buddy. Okay, they are super cute and a quick knit. Alice said I don't know the words for acronym, but ASMR is basically just the calming sound of the craft. But it's watching it too, right? Crystal said, my brain forgot what messed up cables for me. Yay. Oh, so now you're doing it. Is that what you're saying? That's awesome. Terry said, please hit the like button. Yes, please hit the like button. We're going to go soon. So Rita said, Lori, you have no filters. That's what people tell me. True. Jen said, oh, okay, she corrected certain things. Arini said, I think you're saying who is to say what is weird and what not. Yeah. Yes, Jerup said, yes, baby camel. I'm just happy I'm not allergic to sheep. Me too. Moni said weird equals fun and laughter. Ooh. Oh. Okay, someone just went outside in the snow. Kate said, think similar to a goosebump sensation. Yeah, it like makes you feel, I don't know, feelings. I think Carrie said, what does it mean if ASMR doesn't make you tingly, just makes you irritated? It probably means that doesn't stimulate the right the response in you. That particular thing doesn't. It's like a nervous system thing. So the same things don't work for everybody. Rita said, like the hum of a spinning wheel. It could be. Crystal said, I did a little cable test swatch. Now I need to make a cabled hat to add to the collection. All right. More than 3 is a collection. Correct. Michelle said, that explains why knitting enthralled me as a child. The click side of the needles was... click slide. Sorry. Of the needles was so soothing. Lucy said, Carrie, it's called misophonia. So I think I have that when it comes to certain things. When people are chewing loudly, audibly, I get very, like... Jen said, yes, probably also tactile visual. Yeah. Alice said, Carrie, I get that. It's a personal thing and it may work or not. Yeah, I mean, everyone's nervous system is a little different, right? Chris said, okay, gotta run. Everyone have a great weekend. Thanksgiving if you celebrate that. Love you, Trish. Tell John I said hi. I will do that. He can hear you. Well, he'll hear me read it because he listens. Alice needs a hamburger. Is it hamburger time? Jen said any senses overlapping. Carrie said, thanks, Trish and Alice. It does make sense since my nervous system is in a league of its own. Susie said, I have misophonia. I hate eating noises and pen clicks. I hate a couple different noises, but eating noises are my worst. Cracking knuckles is pretty bad. Lisa said, my daughter reacts to people chewing even when it's not audible. Wow. But maybe it's audible to her. Carrie said, also like when chewing makes me angry. Yes, that is one of the biggest ones. Jen said, hey, John. Jenny and Clyde said, better late than never. Oh, Jenny, I'm just leaving too. Hopefully everyone is doing well. I'm sorry. Hopefully you're doing well. Chris said, now I get it. As a little kid, we used to watch art lessons on TV and the sound of scissors on craft paper just made me happy. Exactly. That's exactly it, Chris. Lori said, I crochet and knit in a rhythm so it isn't a sound thing. Okay. It isn't always a sound thing. Alice said to Jen, yes, I have no filter, so I often sense cacophony in many situations. Oh, Bonnie, that would be like an example of misophonia then. She said, flute music causes me physical pain. Lisa said, yes, she has amazing hearing and hears so much more than normal. She can probably hear it. Bye, Kate. I gotta go too, you guys. Chris said, oh, I hate the sound of chewing. I do too. And like if dogs or cats are like rhythmically licking, I can't stand that either. Oh, that's so nice. Jerup said the sound of a dial-up modem makes me happy. Happy Thanksgiving. Faraday Farm said I get the rhythm thing. If I get off rhythm, I can mess up a 2x2 rhythm. Yes. Alice said, Trish and Tribe love you. Love you, Alice. Chris said, okay, I'll have a terrific Thanksgiving Day to the Americans and a fabulous week to all. Have a great week, everybody. There will be a video on Tuesday. I just haven't had it today yet. I appreciate you guys. I really do. I was looking forward to seeing you today. You guys are funny. Okay. I will see you guys soon. Hopefully next week I'll get to do an extra live, but we'll see how it goes because I've been saying that for like how many weeks. I'm trying to get back on top of it. I haven't been, but we'll see you soon. I love you.